Dokie.
Ah!
Good morning. Well, it's good morning to us. We've been in this morning routine, man.
It
sets the day right.
Sets the day right, but also I'm kind of glad this is the last time we have to get up
so early.
Well, no, that's indicative of our schedule too, where it's just like, shit, this has not been working out because we just have to fucking
getting up early, like 7 a.m.
Yeah, just
doing
to
the
record.
podcast, but we love it
Anyway,
because we love you. Did we start this off complaining? Fuck.
This is Two Blind Girls.
I'm Jenna.
And I'm Annitsa, and if we weren't complaining right off the bat,
what would we be? Who would we be?
It would be a completely different show.
You're welcome.
We can't change it up on the last episode.
Yeah.
Welcome to the final episode.
Episode 34.
Yeah. Holy
3
shit.
4. Is there any meaning in that? 3 plus 4 equals 7. 7 is my lucky number.
It's my favorite number. It's not my lucky number. I don't have a lucky number.
Yeah,
Nothing's
I guess
ever
that's
been
true.
lucky.
7, 13, 21.
Okay, stop how we always stop it.
13 has been my
you know why it's my
number.
favorite number? Because I have 13 letters in my last name, bitch.
I'm trying to think what mine is. I
So
don't know
mine
why I
is
like it,
more-
but I love it. So
Mine, I claim it first.
all right, well then I get
We
7,
can't-
you get 13.
Like we can't share. I got 13 tattooed on my arm, bitch.
But we are also wearing matching shirts for
Oh.
those of you guys who aren't watching the videos online.
Yeah.
You're welcome. It's for that.
We look super cool today.
Yeah.
Like striped tee, kind of
Jeans,
just
baggy
like
jeans,
hanging out,
because we're ready to fucking
sneaks.
send this out with a bang.
Ugh.
Guys, the final ep. Here we go. Shit, I forgot the order in which we do things.
Well, what's the date today? It's the morning.
On the morning of March 27th. We are two
Nostalgic
girls. And woo.
I want to mention quick that we already recorded the intro one time before that.
Yeah.
And
then I had
Jenna had to have a shitstorm.
Yeah, I had to like pause because we had popcorn last night. I'm fucking like gurgling over here. I've got my weird herbal drink that I'm about to like drink. I'll take it on air for you guys so you can hopefully hear me gagging. Because
you know what? It comes full circle because it was like maybe the 5th episode or something that we did of the first season, Two Bulk Girls, and I had to shit in the middle of it, in the middle of the record, and it was
it's
like
a full circle, baby. We come around, classy.
You know what? I'm liking this number 34 because I'm turning 34 this year.
Oh shit!
So it's like this is symbolic for me.
You old bitch.
Oh, thanks.
No, I'm gonna be 32.
Oh wow.
Shit.
Wow.
I'm the youngin' of the group. It's
Yeah. So no
cool.
matter what you ever say, I'll just slap you in the face and be like, "I'm older, so shut." She's like, "I haven't made anything of myself yet." I'm like, "Bitch, I'm older than you, and I got less. So let's talk about it."
So yeah, well, we are 34. I can't believe we did
34.
this much. Like I was
know.
thinking about that. I was like, you know what, this is not gonna be sad because I was like, dude, we like every time we set out to do something, we do it.
Well, and this is 34 of this season.
I know.
We've done
season.
almost 70 episodes of the podcast, which is great. That's 2 years.
We just had our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
But like we have always, like who can say that they like created, produced, edited, like
Wrote,
created,
like hung out, you did it every week,
made
kept it consistent.
a fucking podcast.
Yeah.
And, I know like everybody
Yeah,
now has
like,
a
who can
podcast.
say- Everyone can say it. Literally,
A lot of people have
everyone
podcasts.
can say it.
But we built this from the ground up. I feel like we kind of started it before like the whole podcast thing like blew up too.
Well, yeah, before everyone was doing it. It was sort
Yeah.
of like it was popular to listen to podcasts, but it was more like there were the big ones that people hit up.
But now,
And now it's everybody.
literally.
But it's cool
it's fine.
because you know what? It's a great fucking medium, and I say go for it.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's a lot of work in the beginning.
Yeah.
I will say that because
Let me just do the word for
Yeah.
what? We're not even going to do the business because we don't have to.
Yeah,
You
we
guys
have
don't
no
need to follow us
business.
anymore.
You fucking know.
Get out.
And if you want, you can go back and listen because we're gonna keep we're keeping
we're keeping it up. We're keeping the website up for another year,
so that you guys can go back if you're
catch
feeling
up.
nostalgic.
Yeah.
You can go back and listen.
Exactly. Which brings us to the word. Very great segue, by the way.
Thank
Very
you.
professional.
Thank you.
Nostalgic, longing for or thinking fondly of a pastime or condition. Oh yeah, this word.
That's a
gives
big
me
one for
all
me.
the feels.
Mhm. I'm a very nostalgic
Oh,
person.
yeah,
It's kind of the only thing that gets me
gets you through.
like gets me through the
Well,
day because I
think
can
about
hold
it.
on. Yeah.
These times, especially when it's a time of like upheaval or just bullshit in the country, in your own life, wherever, nostalgia becomes that thing that people hold on to.
Yeah.
Because it's like, let's go back to a time when we felt happy.
Yeah.
When we felt safe. When we felt comfortable. And so that's like nostalgia
now,
right now.
There's a different type of nostalgia that we don't need. Like going back, like some people like to say, living in like a type of era where things were fucked. But we can at least, hopefully for your own selves, you have a place where you can go back in your mind and like think of like I think
longing. Nostalgia's longing fondly, so
yeah,
it's always
hopefully
been
it's
like
positive.
a positive. Yeah,
but yeah,
otherwise,
I like the good old boy. You know, like you know what I'm talking about without having to talk about it because he who shall not be named. But the biggest. Do you know what I'm talking about, or am I sounding gibberish?
You're crazy.
You know how like Trump was all like
make America
days.
great again.
Yeah, like the good old days. I'm like,
hey,
fuck
and you know what?
Bro.
We gotta lose some more listeners on the last episode because we've lost listeners before because of our Trump hatred.
Yeah. Well, good. We're gonna go out burning in flames, whatever. But no, I think back, like one of my biggest like nostalgic like thoughts or like feelings is how like when things used to be so simple.
Oh
like,
my God.
For myself. Like I have to go, we were texting yesterday about adulting because like I have to now pay quarterly taxes, which I'm like, what the fuck?
So annoying.
Oh, and like I just think back to like, I used to just get up and go to school, hang with my friends, go get fast food in the middle,
you know,
pizza.
Like
yeah, like shit, get on my bike, go to dance class, like man, well, I long for those.
You know, where you're saying, we were talking about at the very beginning about like how far we've come with the podcast. I was thinking about like nostalgic about how we started it and how terrible we were at first.
Oh,
it was like, do you remember the first episode? We had to edit that thing
so hard,
like crazy. We went through like line by line and we're like deleting and editing.
Yeah,
and
I had to like piece this fucker together, and it was so tough to like make it sound like it was one like episode, but it was choppy.
And you know what? Since then, I think we only edited really 2 episodes, and after that we said fuck it, and we let it be whatever mistakes we made, whatever.
Yeah, we just
let it go.
Because we used to have guests. So for those who haven't listened, you should go back. 2 Bulk Girls is about us 2 best friends conquering Costco. If you didn't know, it's ridiculous. It was super fun, but we started with guests, and that added just another element of like, oh fuck, like what? I mean, and it was really fun. Like we got really lucky and had awesome people. Like I don't think there was ever one where we were like,
this is boring. This is dumb.
like, and we didn't know what
you
to
guys
say.
are
but
terrible.
But yeah, looking back on our
man, we've come a long way.
Yeah, and like just even going back to like Bush League, like when we started those, like oh my God, they were so bad, you know. But like over time, you
get comfortable.
And you figure shit out.
You get in the flow. And actually, someone actually said that to us the other day. Commented on our Facebook, or not our Facebook, or Instagram, and was like, hey, you know, I was just binging you guys. Like when she found out that we were ending, and she's like, I was just binging you guys, and it's just so cool to see how far you've come from 2 Bulk Girls. And I was like, oh
yeah, it's crazy.
Thank you.
It's really fun.
It's a nice way of saying you guys were bad.
Yeah.
And now you're good.
And now you're pretty good. You're okay.
Now you're decent. Yeah. You're passable.
So we're but
so I look back. I always look back on our projects and go, hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Like,
you know,
fuck, like, and that's the thing, you know, and we said this in the last podcast, like I am more excited than anything because now it's like you shift focus. It's all about like shifting your focus when you're ready to like do something new and exciting. And we've been ready to do. Oh my God! Did you see that?
Did you
I had
just
to like
choke
grasp
on your
for
own
air.
phlegm?
I was like, but did you hear that? I sound like. Has anybody seen Us? We saw Us.
If
last
anybody's
night.
seen we probably hopefully
how do you do that for a whole movie?
Girl,
holy
that's
shit.
because Lupita
is the shit.
The shit. Anyway,
but I hopefully you guys are going to be seeing. Well, and I've been seeing a lot of there's a movie trailer that just came out that like got me so jacked about movies again, and I'm like, that's it. And so like, you know, we're gonna like we're coming back.
And
we'll
you know
have
what
more
it is
shit.
too? I think it's nice. It's like that idea of shows ending when they're on top, sort of a thing.
Yeah,
well,
that's what
not
I'm
that
gonna
we're
say
not
it
on
is.
top. No, but you know what I mean? Where you go, let's just stop before we hate doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like so now we can look back on this with nostalgia and say
that's a very good thought. Oh, you remember that was so amazing.
That was so fun. We're
gonna be the
time.
Seinfeld of podcasting. We're like so good that we're gonna get out on top.
We're so
and just end it
good. We're so good with our like 15 listeners, and you guys are the best
fucking
15 people that we've ever.
Yeah, and I know people like catch up too, and like binge and save, and we still get texts. Like I'll get texts and stuff, and it's really cool. So
those of you those of you that we know support us, amazing. Those of you that we don't know, cool, but where were you?
Yeah, and also like give us a shout out. Yeah, reach out to us. Say hey, like we'd love to talk to you, but it's too late now, so whatever.
Too fucking late. We're moving on, bitches.
No, but we're super excited. We're gonna like fucking take over the world. That's always been our plan. So I hope you guys are ready. That's all I gotta say.
So you're nostalgic for your youth. You're like when you were really young, right?
Oh God, yeah.
I am also a very nostalgic person because I'm a daydreamer, which goes two ways. Either like I'm dreaming about the future and like, oh, what things could be, or I'm dreaming about how things were. Yeah. So totally. I'm never living in the present. So cool. I am the worst person.
No, that's the majority of I think my problems is that we both talk about this all the time, is living in the present is so hard because it's either so bad that you can go back to the past and just be like, oh, I want to go, or you try to go to the future because you're like, Jesus, I need something to like look forward to, but we can't just take it today and like.
It's very true. So I think there's a place for nostalgia. Mm-hmm. But there's also a time where you have to go, okay, it wasn't the best of times. We have them to come. Like it's okay. Well, right now is just as good.
Don't you think that can probably? I mean, do it as much as you can in a positive light, like we were saying, but it could also probably be a little fucking detrimental to your life
because you're just
living
longing for something that
will never happen again, and you're not looking at like what you do have. Like I do that a lot because I'm just like, that was my sorry my rent's due
dunk.
But I just look back sometimes too much. Yeah. And then just like wish all these things. I'm like, no, you can't fucking do that. Like
for me, I think for me, like you said, it's wishing for simpler things. And I think that goes along with homesickness for me too. Oh, yeah. I know we talked about doing that word so many different times as well, because it's just like you and I both get that way. And I think it all really, I try to figure out in my head if it's like, do I really want that again? Or am I just in a place of like unrest? So I feel like I want something comfortable.
Yeah, because like I get you and I again both get that way where we're like, oh, like should I just fucking go home and like have a
simple
live with my
life.
Family and like simple and
travel,
then
save
but then
money.
You really start thinking, or like I go home and I'm there for like 2 weeks and I'm like, okay, I don't know if I can do this, or like, I don't know. I think I could like eventually, but maybe just not right now.
It's not time yet. But that's a part of it. The nostalgia like feeds into that homesickness breeds the nostalgia, which then it's like this cycle. But I think it is like, for me, it's so weird. Stuff will bring it up, like a song. I think that's for everybody. If you hear a song from your fucking childhood,
oh man,
I'm
over.
Like, oh shit, and
like
I get so happy.
You, me, and Jess will get together, like a Backstreet Boys song comes on,
and we're just
like,
hey.
You're just like, fuck, I want to be a teenager again. And like, my only worries is like, is Jonathan Taylor Thomas gonna like fall in love with me, or like, like I just it's music for sure.
Music, and then for me too, things like the smell of rain or something will make me go, oh God, like I wish I miss like in the summer when all of a sudden it just starts pouring and it's like that hot rain on a sunny
and it hits
day,
the concrete,
and, like
and that
really
smell
like,
oh
God. So that kind of stuff. Like,
oh, dropped her mic. It's cool.
We've only been doing this for 2 years and I can't, and all of a sudden I'm like, Jesus, it's like I'm a nervous Snelly.
Yeah, it's not, we're just getting like excited.
I just dropped my microphone. Anyway, for me, it's all about the simple. And I think when you boil it down, I feel like that's all nostalgia is. Yeah. Because anything in the past generally was simpler, because we continue to get more complicated as we go.
As you grow up, yeah. Because when you're a kid, you have no like
Dude, no responsibility.
No responsibility, but it's more like you don't have any insecurities. You don't have yet, at least,
Hopefully.
Hopefully
Please,
you
I
don't.
hope you
Jesus.
didn't have a very.
But like, yeah, I didn't give a fuck. I did whatever I wanted. I was like loud and like, I don't know, like it just.
I mean, I do remember the feeling of being like, oh my god, boys, like, what do I do? Like, oh, I just want a boyfriend.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah,
that
totally.
Stuff. I remember that.
For
I
sure.
remember like sting in my room, just like aching to date somebody. Like.
Yeah. So I'm like, now I'm like, do I want to go back to like, what's worse, like longing for like boys or like taxes?
Oh God, I know. Because when you're a kid,
it was rough, man.
Because the things but you know what, that was as you got older, like as you became a teenager.
Yeah.
So then again, that was when things were getting more, as you get older, things get more complicated. And it's interesting. I'm hoping that the cycle kind of reverses because I am more comfortable in who I am now. Yeah. And I'm hoping that as I get older, I get more just like chill.
Look at old
I'm
people. They don't give a fuck. There's like, I'm gonna like steal this or I'm gonna like do that or like fall asleep whenever I want to. I'm gonna eat, hopefully, there will be like a sense of like letting go once we get older too.
Yeah, and
Lord
then
knows.
living in the present. I don't know. But I feel like maybe that's what nostalgia is when you think about it too. It's going back to a time when you did live in the present. It's like you were just there. You did whatever you were doing. You were like enjoying that day. You were like, it's
so
the
when
weekend.
we're like 65, are we gonna look back at our 30s and be like,
shit.
I wish I could go back to that time when like I was discovering myself and like I was figuring things out. Because now like everything's just here and I'm just like, okay, is that why? But because I feel like seeing like older people do have issues with nostalgia and like looking back and like, my grandparents
thinking about how they've like worrying that they wasted their youth.
And like what did I do and like where, or like even going back, well, I mean, hopefully we don't ever have to deal with this, but like my grandfathers both fought in like, Vietnam and like Korea and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, like think about their like their past and
it's
stuff.
Weird
so it's such a crazy.
I think you can have nostalgia for trauma sometimes, or like a very complicated time as well, because you look back at like the camaraderie, you look back at, I mean, I guess I shouldn't even be talking about this because I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a vet. I'm not a vet, but I do know that a lot of these veterans like recall those days and talk about those times and think about,
Fuck, it's tough too because like my papa is really in that phase right now. And it is like the heart, like my heart, like I even get nervous being around him because I know he's looking back at that time and thinking about things and remembering things. I'm like, oh my God. Like, like I feel like you can have like this nostalgic for this, like, because he was probably like traveling the world and like, had buddies and like had this, and he was like young,
a formative time for him, even if it was like really hard, it was still formative. And so and so I guess maybe nostalgia, I'm trying to think of what the word would be if it's not necessarily a fond recollection, but in a way it is, because so much of the time, even when we're in the shit, sometimes it's what we get used to, and so we look back and go, man, I still kind of miss that. Yeah. Like if you live in a shitty fucking apartment, like in your early 20s, you're living in a basement in Brooklyn like I was, or you're like, I can still look back at that and be like, oh, like that's
for sure.
My God. How many times did we move? How much did I have to carry all my fucking shit on the subway? Like it sucked at the time, but thinking back, it's like,
it's like shit, man, I did that. Well, and I was doing a photo shoot in the Valley, and when I first moved here, I lived in North Hollywood, and every like associate was like, oh, there's my bank. I was like, that's the bank I went to, and like there's my grocery store, like stupid shit. But I remember like looking back on, I'm like, oh, my like time, when I first moved to California, like it was so rough sometimes, but then you look back on it, and you're just like, aw, like shit, that's where I like came from. And I think that's what it is too, is like where you where you've come from.
You know what's weird? I was thinking about this because like longing for simpler and less. My brother Ed has just recently gone back to a flip phone. And I went, holy shit. Yeah. I mean, I didn't get a fucking iPhone.
I know. It wasn't that long ago.
I didn't have until a few years back. So like I was one of the last people to have one of those like slide up, like like had a keyboard at least.
And you had to click through the letters to get to the.
Well, no, I at least had one of those that slid up, so you had a keyboard, so it wasn't like like you had to go like 1 2 1 2 3 1 1 2. You know, it actually had a thing.
Oh, that's right.
But
you did have a keyboard.
so Eddie went back even further now, and he has a fucking flip phone. So he has to do that thing, and I'm just like, whoa! I kind of feel like he is a very, very nostalgic person, and he goes, I don't need any of this shit. We were good as we were.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let's stay there. Why do I have to move forward? And that's an interesting concept.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, why do we have to go with the times? Why?
You really don't if you don't want to. I mean, yeah, there's probably going to be some inconveniences for sure. Because there are conveniences now that I'm like, oh, I can't go back. Like, I know I keep bringing it up, but like the stupid fucking Clear. That is like the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. The what? Clear. I bought Clear for myself, where you go up in the airport and you go up to those tellers and you put your fingers and it scans your face and they bring me right to the front of the fucking line to go
I don't even know what that is. I've literally never even heard of it.
Clear? You don't see those in the airport?
No.
Oh, well, they're fucking dope. It's it was $175 for the year, but I'm like, I would spend literally the line when I was in New York was probably an hour and a half long, like the wait
to get through security.
And this bitch walked me. She's like, "Oh, come on, welcome, Miss Jones. It's so good to see you again." I'm like, boop, 2 seconds to scan my fingers. I walk past every single human, and she puts me the first one to put me on the conveyor belt to go through security. I was like, shit, this is the best money I've ever spent in my life. It's truly, but like that's an advancement. That's, finger scanning, face, whatever.
Well, yeah, because with that, and I think my brother is freaked out about that because it's true. Like they have the thought that my phone now opens because of my fucking face. That does honestly freak me out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's true. It's like they have our fucking images. We are 100% connected to the grid now.
Yeah,
like our fingerprints and our faces.
So don't fuck up. That's all you got to do.
Don't be a
as
fucking.
As long as you're not like.
Yeah, but guess what? They could frame you for shit. That's what's up.
Yeah, I guess. But like, I
Can't
also
live in
think
fear.
you could find a good. Like, what if you were in like some sort of like horrific, I don't know, attack, and they know my face and they can look on computers like, oh, Jenna was there, let's fight. I don't know, like there could be positives.
Well, I hope there are positives.
Yeah, because it is weird. It's at this point I'm like, fuck.
They know all my shit. They can know my fucking period schedule if they want.
Yeah.
I don't even care anymore.
I'm like whatever.
Well, but I feel like, especially me, I have nothing to hide. I fucking air all my shit.
Oh yeah, it's the same thing. And like I'm nobody.
See, but also like I'm not. I know there are people that value privacy.
Oh,
more,
for sure.
And for me, I'm not. That's not a high priority for me.
Yeah,
like I'm just kind of.
No, totally. But like that. But yeah, I think about like I think about Instagram. My whole like part of my business right now is running Instagram. I'm like, oh, this is fucking crazy. But now all advertising and like this, it lives on Instagram. Yeah. So, but there is technology where I'm like, fuck, I wish this like was not a thing.
I do. Do you think it's possible to, like you said, like we were saying, if you choose to live the way it was before and to not advance forward, do you think it's possible to have a career? I guess I'm trying to think of in our situation.
Yeah, we have had conversations about this because
I don't want to, because I'm not on Facebook. Like I don't want to be on Twitter. I'm not, but like, but I guess it's more possible if you decide to do something again that's simple, that kind of has always been. But if you choose to do something that is connected to the forward movement of
even
technology,
with simple, say I want to fucking own a little coffee shop in small little Mount Pleasant, like. You kind of still have like, unless there's like word of mouth, which would be dope. Like, of course, that's how you want your business, but like
advertise, and it's free advertisement. That's the thing about it. That's the thing about it is that you
can curate it how you want. You can do whatever you want. So there is, but like I remember back when, we always talk about this. I feel like this is a conversation that everybody has our age because I was at a restaurant the other night and the people next to us were talking about it with us. When you like didn't have your phone, so you went out and you fucking played until it was time to come home for dinner. We didn't have game. Like, well, I guess, I mean, Mario Kart existed and everything, but like we still like.
Well, I video gamed hard.
Yeah, but we like played.
You didn't take it with you.
You know, we didn't sit at dinner with a fucking iPad.
Dude,
or like
when I see families out with their kids, like the kids are on an iPad or on their phone. I mean, I get it. It's like to keep them totally passive. It's such a simple way to be like, sit there and shut up and
like
play
your game. Like my sister does it, you know, every once in a while because it's like my sister just wants a fucking break.
And I get that.
Yeah, because and this is the other thing. My sister's a single mom, so like sometimes, you know, she needs the help a little. And my mom growing up too, when my mom was trying to cook dinner for 3 of us by herself, she'd be like, go fucking sit in front of the TV. That's fine. But like when you see an entire family, like mom, dad on their phones, kids all on their phones or iPads, it's like, oh God.
And that's the thing. I truly get sick looking around and seeing everybody face down on their phones. It makes me I get upset and I want to punch it out of people's hands. And I mean, because I've realized my dependency on it.
Oh, for sure.
And so I have tried to cut back as much as I can and then some. And so like I get, you know, I feel like I felt bad the other night when you came over and I was like, what? I was like, it was the 3 of us hanging out. And I'm like, Jenna, why are you on your phone? I'm like, get off your phone. Like, I almost want to have this policy that, like, if you walk into this apartment, you got to put it in a bowl in the front and be like, we're not.
It's just hard because, my whole job revolves around, you know.
But then there are no boundaries.
No, I know.
Because
no,
then
and I'm
doing it all the time.
Get better to, like, you know, not doing work after a certain hour because then I can just put my shit away.
Fucking checking Instagram every 5 whenever there's a lull in conversation or there's a commercial.
I mean, I also turned all my notifications off too, so that I'm just not like my phone isn't lighting up and I'm constantly. Just like looking. I'm just like, you know what? I'll look when I get some time. But yeah, like, you know, Cole and I'll do the whole thing where like we have to put our phones in one spot on the table and like not touch them and stuff because it's like people are not connecting anymore. People don't know how to have conversations anymore. And it's really sad. Really, it's a bummer.
And that's where I'm nostalgic for our childhood when we weren't getting phone calls and texts. Well, I don't really get phone calls anymore.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's the thing we don't get anymore is phone calls. But
actually, when I do get a phone call, I'm like, no.
Yeah, I'm like, what? This is awkward. I have to talk to somebody.
Just text me. Yeah.
No, but like, just I loved, and I know it's funny. People have to know we are nostalgic at this point because we've talked about it so many times on the podcast. Where it's like I love when I would just, you know, go out for the weekend and no one knew what I was doing. And then I would come back to school and be like, hi, and you choose to say what you want to say. And that's it. Nobody knows your business. And then like, you know, you can't reach me. Sorry, I'm out. Like, leave me a message. Well, Jess was saying that her family didn't even have a fucking voicemail forever.
Oh,
like,
shit.
And I went, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, because you would have to, you know, we'd come home after school and my mom would check the messages and then that's how you know, like, what's going on. And it's you know, and I think back to like I would go out, you know, I think once I farted. Did you say farted? Farted, that's what I said. Jesus, I need to eat. I'm getting weak. But once I finally started to drive, I know I got to drink the sludge. You know, my mom made me get a phone because she's like, all right, you're driving now, you got to have it. But like sometimes I wouldn't have it on me. And the fact that, like, I mean, I had a cell phone die on a road trip. And I'm like, oh, shit, I got to, like, use a payphone and, like, call home and, like, figure things out. And people used to use maps, like paper maps.
Dude, even me, like, moving down to Los Angeles, I had maps and then I had like a GPS or whatever, but because we didn't have it on our phones, you know. But so that was like huge when GPS. You go to fucking
MapQuest and you print out the directions. My stepdad still does that. Bo, he'll go.
Oh my God, I love Bo so much.
I know, and he'll hand me like paper directions. I'm like, oh my God.
But hey, but it's when you think about it, that's just good to have.
It's great. You should have it because if
something goes wrong, if you know, we're so reliant on this stuff now that if it goes bye-bye, people aren't going to know what the fuck to do. There's going to be chaos.
We're going to lose. Like, that's the ultimate. Okay, we're writing this movie now. That's the ultimate, to me, like, war on, like, terror. You know, like, if someone was going to come in, cut all fucking communication out. And, like, we have to just
internet.
Try to, like,
no
internet,
electricity,
no cell phones.
yeah.
And we have to, like, there's actually, it's kind of cool. How do you say his name?
Rami
Malek. it's just, I'm just, you know, I love when people are like, this is not, like when influencers like, this is not an ad, I just really love it. And we have like 30 people listening. But there's this new podcast, speaking of, I think it's called Breakout or Blackout, and it's like the old timey radio shows. It's like a fully scripted show, and it's about,
and Rami Malek is on it.
Yeah, he's the lead, dude. He's the lead voice. I was like, shit. I mean, but then and it's about like, it's like listening to a TV show. It's so cool. But yeah, they come in and they cut all communication. So like there's no cell phones. No one can get in touch with each other. Like chaos. The government was, right as the president was about to come on and make this like breaking like announcement, like last minute announcement. Boom. All power is cut. So nobody knows what's going on. Everybody's like freaking out. It's cool. So
no, it's so true though. It's like
that's such a good way to do it.
What the fuck to do? And you know, it's funny because the other day Jess and I were talking about how like no one knows anyone's phone numbers anymore, and so I started learning everybody's phone numbers again.
Oh yeah, I mean, luckily I know really big ones.
Yeah,
I know you. I know my mom. I know my house phone. All my sisters.
Yeah,
my dad.
It's like. Well, especially when people's numbers change more often now too than like they used to. So, but I still remember my childhood phone numbers.
Oh yeah,
I still remember like my aunts and uncles and my grandma,
all my grandparents' numbers.
Yeah, and like my best friends from grade school. Yeah, because you knew it. And you know, it's a little different now too because we have to know all the fucking area codes, and it's like there's so many different area codes now. Because when you were a kid, you didn't have to have an area code.
Yeah, you lived in one place, and now we're like all over the place. But yeah, I do wish for people that like we could disconnect more and go back to when like people played
to
and
reconnect,
like and like people got to know, like there was this party at this speakeasy and when I was in Austin, and because it's a speakeasy, there's literally no address, like, so you couldn't find, like, you had to be taken there, and no phones were allowed because then it could be tracked and all that. And everybody was like, it was incredible because no one had their phones out.
People weren't taking
everybody
photos of it, weren't videotape, boomerang.
The only thing they had was a Polaroid camera, like taking actual like old school Polaroids. But like everybody was just present and
because
had to talk.
Because you were in the fucking moment.
Yeah, and no one had, like, physically their phones weren't allowed in the building.
Because the second you take that out to document it, like, you are out of it.
Yeah.
You're out of it. And listen, I love photographs, and you know, you're a photographer.
Yeah,
and like,
it's like
and since I was a kid, we've been taking photos of like special events and stuff, but now we don't take, it's not special events, it's literally every fucking second of every day.
Yeah.
Like there's not a like, hey, we're all going to this place, let's take pictures together while we're there. It's here's my meal, here's my face with the window, it's just
about catching something meaningful.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, you and I at the fucking Childish Gambino, when I was losing my goddamn mind, everybody had their fucking phones out, and I'm like, you guys, do you know how much, you know, we were at floor seats. I'm like, do y'all know, like, how much did y'all spend on these tickets? And this one chick was Instagram living it. So watching it through the phone screen, I'm like, why would you pay hundreds of dollars to come to a concert and like be fucking
and like, people have this idea that like, oh, this way I'll have it to remember, and I'm like, no, you'll just look at that video and go, okay, you don't have that feeling you have because you don't remember what it felt like to be there. You didn't
experience it. Yeah, because like you and I both, we took a photo of him right when he came out on the stage, and then we put our fucking phones away and we like killed it,
our brains out
and danced and like had and I can remember every like moment and every song and what he was doing, and when he came down and stood like a foot from us. And
we were like screaming and
like, just like losing our fucking minds. He was so amazing. But yeah, it's like shit like that. Like, I wish for everyone that like we could go back to at least a time where like we remembered that like we're all humans and like that's how we work. That's how we connect. We like have to connect.
You have to be face to face. Like, enough of this. And you know, like, okay, I like that I can FaceTime with my family, and because I live 1,500 miles away, it's like, oh, I can see your face when otherwise I couldn't.
That's incredible.
But I could go without it. Yeah. I mean, I could just talk to them on the phone like I used to. I still just talk to them on the phone. I don't FaceTime all the time, but like, it is a nice thing to. So granted, obviously there are nice things about it, but truthfully, I am very nostalgic for the time when it wasn't available.
Yeah.
Just because I do feel like, you know, I was more present in my life. I understood like what was more important, and because now it's just like, I feel like with moving forward and with advancements, I feel like we just are all restless for more, for more. Like, what more is there?
Yeah, it's like we have to like go backwards in order to like rediscover ourselves and like what we like. Like, how do you know what you really like when you look at a screen all day that's telling you what to like? I don't know, but Jesus, that we could like. But my other thing too, I just thought of this, I'm super nostalgic about is music, in the sense of like music is not the same. Because, you know, I love, you know, jazz and like music from the 30s and the 40s, because my grandfather we grew up and he would have us listen, and it was so fun. And I'm like, fuck, they don't make music like that anymore, where it was just like pure and just good and just fun, like Elvis and like James Brown. And, you know, we all love all that shit too. So like, I definitely I wish, like, sometimes I've said, you know, sometimes I feel like I was born in the wrong
I think a lot of people feel that. A lot of people feel that.
Because I like the 70s, I feel like would have been so fun.
You know what I do think is fucking weird, though? I think it's so fucking weird when people go to the point of like dressing in different
like
eras.
like the rockabilly thing.
Yeah, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
And that's just like, I mean, I do you guys, you, what you want to do. But for me, I'm like, you are straight up living in the past.
Yeah.
Like, you need to like, you know, be here and now, but you know, I don't. That's my humble opinion.
Yeah, because it could be like, because there's sometimes where you like to like, we like to dress up like 70s style, or we like to dress, you know, but some people definitely take it to like. But I think because maybe they liked that time was
simplicity.
Better. It was you know, simple, and there
simple
weren't
meaning
like
they'll spend like 8 hours doing their hair and rollers and the fucking cake makeup and like crazy dressing, and that's not simple.
But the thing is too is I think that's funny that we say is like, oh, you know, this time is such a fucking shitty time, but I think every generation says that about their like everything.
Who's like, this is the golden age?
Like remember when like presidents were like straight up being like assassinated, like all the, you know, every president. I'm like, holy shit, things like Vietnam, all that stuff. Like, you know, there's definitely things about the past that aren't, a lot of things about the past that are really shitty. So we should live in the moment.
It's interesting that I wonder if people always live in the present or in the future in the past, because no one ever thinks that the present is okay.
Yeah.
There's kind of like, no one is ever like, while you're there, it's never good enough, which is so interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because like, we should look at where we're at right now. And there's shitty things going on, of course.
No
and like,
fucking
my
doubt.
God, like, you know, we saw us, like, speaking of us last night, it's all about like privilege and like how your privilege is keeping others
down. Like how so other people have to suffer so that you can.
Yes. And so you think about that and you're like, oh my God, the world is terrible and I hate everything. But like, who knows what's to come, and who look at the past, like,
and you
it's
know what?
crazy.
And there are, and when you like right now, inclusivity is becoming more and more reachable. Like you know, when you think about like all the different like gender, non-binary, like every sort of identification, it's becoming more and more acceptable to the public. And I think that's that to me, we're in a time where yes, things are in upheaval, but I think it's almost this beautiful thing where people are waking up. You know, so when you think about this time, it is a very like powerful transitional time where things are changing. And so that's kind of, we'll look back at that and go, fuck, we lived through, like, we helped that. We were a part of that. We helped make change, you know? Yeah,
so it's almost like you have to use all of it. You have to use the past, you have to use the present, and you got to look at the future to create, like, the world that you want. Jesus, this is getting, like...
Woo! Girl,
do you guys want to, like, hire us? Should we be, like, motivational speakers? Because, like...
I hope this last episode is really giving you life. Because we talk about a lot of surfacey shit.
Oh, yeah.
Hello? Like, what the fuck?
I don't have much going on.
We got some... you want to talk some ambient stories again? I mean, which was so much fun, by the way.
But it just, you know, truly,
we are... As we get older, we are trying to figure out who the fuck we are and what is important to us. And I think that's a big part of that is, you know, learning through nostalgia. And so now... I mean, fuck, it's all important. It's all important, but you got to just like take each of it little bits, like you said, include all of it.
You can't
you
go,
get stuck in one or the other.
Jesus. And like, that's the thing is like, I'm like, my big issue is wanting to take care of myself and learn about myself and like create and make further my, you know, my career and like make things and create things. And then I like, who am I? Like, who gives a fuck? You know, like I get in that space because I'm like, look at the world. Like, it's so big and like things are happening. So that's where I'm struggling real hard right now. Like I want to make movies and there are like people dying in like other countries. So that's where I'm having like this really bad like divide of like.
Yeah, but you can use that to help people.
I try to keep remembering that. Yeah, it's like I just gotta do.
But you are one person, and whatever you were meant to do on this planet that makes you happy, think about like that's where you're supposed to be, because that will make the difference. Because for every happy person that is doing what they were meant to do, think about that. If everybody was feeling fulfilled and feeling excited and, you know, jazzed about what they're doing, that could make the biggest difference. Because I think so much of it is that people are just fucking miserable, and then they take it out on everyone else.
Yeah, it's I struggle with that.
So girl, be happy, and then use that privilege, that privilege you have to like do what you want.
Yeah,
and fucking help other people
for sure.
And we will, because that's the thing. It's all about like service to others, and then you know, feeling good, man.
Yeah,
that's what we're about to do.
Like, you know, and we want to have fun. Like, that's the other thing we talk about. We have like when I was in my 20s, my God, I used to have so much fun, like running around acting like a fucking idiot and like being, you know, not that I want to go party or drink anymore. That's definitely not. But like just having fun. And like,
I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, I actually think about that a lot. I'm like, when was the last time you and I just laughed and like fucking.
We laugh a lot.
No.
We were laughing last night at people.
No, we're laughing right now. No, but it's always just like this, like.
No way, dude. You are a psychopath.
When was the last fucking time that you and I we went out to have fun and purely fun, not work, and we just fucking laughed till we wanted to piss ourselves? When was the last time?
The last time, like, I super have like a hard memory is it's Sonic. Like last year, where she fucking. I don't even remember what happened.
I like flipped
some cheddar peppers,
and
something.
then I also flipped at the same, like literally 2 minutes later, I flipped like a shake on the ground.
Yeah, like we did something, and it was just like this trifecta, and we were like crying, laughing. So that wasn't that long.
That was
ago.
A year ago. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Because I think about it, like when, you know, because when you used to get together with your friends, it was to literally just get together and hang out.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like so much of the time now, when we get together, it's like, one, catch up what's going on in your life.
Yeah.
And two, like, oh, hey, let's talk about the serious things that are going on in our life now. Yeah. Like, if that's what's going on.
That's the thing. Everything's so fucking serious. We gotta, like,
I know,
chill.
I'm like, let's have fun, bro.
Yeah, because, like, you know, everything is so serious when we're like, our lives, what are we doing? And it's just, Jesus.
Exactly. Sometimes I think we take ourselves too seriously because we're like, okay, time is finite. We need to figure this out now.
Yeah.
But, you know, the other day, Jess and I pulled out a puzzle, which, to me, is extremely nostalgic because I have not, like, we used to get like 1,000-piece puzzle out and like put it on the dining room table and like work on it for a week. It's just every once in a while go by, you know, put a piece in here or there, like hang out.
Yeah, we do that
an hour every once in a while. But like Jess and I, we got it out, 1,000-piece puzzle, and we did it in one day. We did it in like 6 hours.
Yeah.
We sat down. We did not have our phones with us. Mm-hmm. We did not have the TV on. We literally just sat and talked and did the puzzle, and it was the best fucking. We kind of fought, which was amazing because, you know, I realized when you are face to face with someone that you're close with for 6 hours without doing anything else.
Yeah.
You kind of get, I love that when you get to that point where you're just bickering and kind of snapping at each other. We're like, like, did you take that piece? Why are you hiding it? Like, what? Like, get your arm off. Why do you keep moving the tablecloth? Like, just little shit like that.
But it's fun.
And it was like, oh my God, we're so connected in this moment. We're like pissed at each other, which was awesome because it wasn't like, oh my God, we're just like talking about things and, you know, being nice.
You know, it was really fun when we decorated like Christmas cookies. Yeah. That was really fun. And then we did when we were trying my Voldemort costume. I feel like that was really fun because we were laughing because of like how stupid I looked. But it was fun because we were like,
we were engaged doing something we were extremely in the present. Yeah. And with the cookies, that's a nostalgic thing too. That was something I did growing up, was making Christmas cookies. And like Jess and I have been playing a lot of board games. We've been going through all of our games and being like, okay, what do we want to keep? What do we want to get rid of? And that is fun.
Oh, board games is like hardcore
of
my childhood.
Good.
Oh my God.
So good.
Because growing up, when we'd go down to Statesboro, they didn't have like electricity almost. Like it was so gnarly. So like all you had was to either go outside and play, and we built forts and it was so fun, or you sit and you played card games like all afternoon and stuff. And that was so fun. And I think that's our new goal. Like, should we create like a club where like people can come and girls get together
no
and
phones. Fun.
And just like do something silly. I mean, we also are due for like a night at Davy Wayne's.
And we need a fucking trip.
We need a road trip. Yeah. So we have a lot of things on the horizon. Yeah.
And I think that's the key to using nostalgia in the present, is to remember what was so fun and to kind of implement that now.
Yeah.
Like that's the a practical use for it.
Yeah. Like, even if it's just a feeling, you don't have to go back to an actual tangible, like, like it's just a feeling you had when you did that
so it's
thing
like, what
from the
makes
past.
me feel that now, or what can we do now that will make me feel that same thing?
I feel like there have just been so many conversations about life and like who we are and like what am I doing, and it gets fucking exhausting. And oh my God.
Obviously there's a place for it, and I think it's amazing that we can delve into that with each other and try to help each other out. But I truly, like, there was one night when we were, I think it was, I don't remember what episode we were doing of the podcast. We were at your place like recently, and Kirsten was there. And afterwards I was like, I am so fucking sick of talking about myself.
Yeah.
It's like, I am so fucking sick of getting into the nitty gritty of it, because, you can get bogged down in that. Like, what am I doing? Who am I? Like, we go to therapy, we talk there, we go, and we listen to each other's problems so much, which we've talked about. We're like, holy moly. So, and especially because we work together in a way, we have our work that we do. And like Jess and I had that problem where everything bled together. We're roommates, we're best friends, we worked together. And when I finally was able to make time for just the friendship specifically, like what does it mean to be friends? Yeah. Like that's when you get back to like, oh shit, this is fun. Like friendship is supposed to be fun too, not just like not this like fucking
lean on me.
Yeah.
It's
there's a lot of that going on, and I think it's hard right now.
And I talk about that in therapy a lot. Like I feel like I get, oh God, we're gonna go real deep real quick, but then we'll come bring it back up. But like in therapy, I talk about my friends and like even Cole too, like the weight of like wanting to help my friends who were going through so many things while also dealing with all of my shit. I'm like, oh my God, it feels like I am crumbling beneath like. And so there has got to be a point now where we say, okay, everybody's got their shit. Everybody got it out. Everybody talked about it. Now let's fucking have some fun. And like, let's
just be silly. Do something stupid.
Yeah. Cause like
have a like right after this, we should fucking put on some music and just do a little like,
little dance party
while you drink your sludge.
Oh no. But yeah, it just, guys, be with your friends, be with your family, live in the present, look in the past.
Feel those good feelings and bring them to the present. Yeah. Like that's the big thing, is like, remember that, you might not be able to get all that back, but you can definitely have a good fucking time. You can bring
a good time. And like, so whatever you see from us next is going to be fucking dope and fun. And like, we're going to just get in y'all's fucking space and we're going to have a good time and show people that like, life is fun. Like life is supposed to be good.
And I think that's the thing about us too, with what we want to make and why we want to do what we want to do, is because ultimately we do just like to have fun. Yeah. Like when we were making Bush League, fuck, that was fun. Yeah, that was so fun. It was work, but fuck, it was fun.
Yeah, we laughed so hard. And because we're so stupid. And so,
I miss that. And that's what we
can put that together again. Yeah. And not in a way where like we need to go back and recreate that. We have to create our new version of it.
Exactly.
We just need to remember how to have fun. Like you and I have to work on that. We're like, oh God, we're not fun anymore. God, we're so
I know, but it's true. And I think about that day that we went to that shitty play in North Hollywood. It was like this musical, this 50s rockabilly musical.
Oh shit, and my foot.
And it was so my foot. She has this thing, and I love to share this right now because I don't know if we've ever shared this before, where her feet fucking swell up.
Yeah, if I eat shitty food,
like
the salt
salty
makes my feet swell. It's a thing that happens to all the women in my family.
So she has like small feet, and so she's wearing sandals, and in the middle of the show, mind you, we're in like the second fucking row. They, we got tickets for free through work. We're sitting there. She looks down, she points, and she's like, "Look at my toe! Look at my sausage toes!" and her feet are like swollen.
They were like Vienna sausages hanging off the edge of a fucking sandal. It was terrible. And then we lost it.
Pop. And then
like the skin was gonna break. That's how big and swollen.
And then like that is the best and worst feeling in the world when you have the giggles so bad
and it's quiet
and it's the worst time and you know you're not supposed to. And it's like you're gonna fucking lose it, and you're crying, and you're
holding
dying.
the playbill on top of your face like, so that people can't, and you're like can't breathe because you're laughing. Yeah. Like,
So that's what's interesting is that I can remember those few moments, and I don't know if that's I mean, it's great that I can remember them fondly with nostalgia, but I wish that we had so many more of them, so it was, not such a standout.
We just have to keep creating.
We just gotta fucking eat some more salty foods. And
get
just
to more sausage toast. Oh my goodness, boy.
This is it. See, now, right this moment, I'm getting kind of sad.
Well, don't say that because now I'm going to have to turn around.
I'm like, I'm going to cry because this is our last one. No, and like we were saying with Bush League is where we didn't know that we were going to stop until after we had already made our last.
So
we were kind of like,
didn't have
we're
like
done.
an ending to that. But
and so this is like to know. Look at she's crying. I'm not crying. She's crying. Where it's like, okay, it's almost like I don't want to stop talking now. Because I know that
we're
it's
going to continue to talk. I'm acting like we're not going to, like, this is it. This is our final words to each other.
Oh,
but
Jesus. That would be the hardest thing ever.
Oh, God.
To say goodbye to you.
Oh, Jesus. Why are we even talking about that? But yeah, I'm also about to start my period, so I'm very emotional. But yeah, it's weird.
But like looking at this computer,
when things have an end,
looking at this thing, looking at these cords, feeling this microphone, like I'm in the present, right? That's important. I think that's what it is. Like right now, we are in the present, knowing that this moment is it.
Yeah, this is it, guys.
And we're both crying now.
We're both crying. It's fine. We love you all. Thank you all so much. Jesus Christ. Why am I doing this?
We had so much fun, and this was such a cool adventure, and we thank you so much.
Yeah, dude. All the people who were patrons who gave their hard-earned money to us to create something because they love us and believe in us. That is fucking insane.
Thank you to Joe Wong for being
who helped us,
our producer at the very beginning, who helped showed us the ropes with his podcast, which is The Trap Set.
Yeah, which is amazing.
It's
so
great,
if you don't
about
know it,
drummers.
listen. But I guess it
again,
wouldn't be right without Lou knocking
Louis
over
knocked down our thing. But also, and huge thank you to Steve Klein.
Yeah.
For helping us set up all the technical stuff with our website and Libsyn and all of that, all the jargon.
It's a lot of work.
It is.
And guys, these people helped us so hard, and then we just took it from there and hopefully created something cool for you. I sound like an idiot. I'm like,
and the patrons from the beginning.
Yeah,
and we got to thank our moms.
Our moms,
who have been there
family,
from
our
the beginning.
Friends who
Sam,
listen.
Medora, who every single week message me and say, you guys are so great.
LaRue, Ashley, they always reach out to me still and say, great, episode, and they laugh. And
dude, Ray and Marcia in North Dakota, people who have reached out to us recently saying that they love listening.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, because we hear you, and I hope that you know that.
Yeah, it's crazy that even one person listened to this, because it's such a weird thing to just talk into a microphone and hope that people
and especially since the second season, we didn't have the concept isn't very novel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People, it wasn't we're a specific crime podcast or we're
niche thing.
This
you
is
guys,
just, hey, we talking.
Yeah, and just
What's
being
up?
ourselves, and you guys have been fucking amazing and listening. Even though my grandmother said that she had to stop listening because of our naughty
Did
language.
we swear?
She's like, it just sounds I just can't listen to those words come out of your mouth. It just sounds so undignified. I'm like, all right. Well, for those who did stick it out and listened, no matter what we said or talked about, you guys are fucking amazing. We love you. We have t-shirts still.
Yeah, we have a couple left.
Yeah, so if you guys want one, for nostalgic purposes.
Yeah, because they're going to be worth something someday, guys. Limited edition.
You better believe it. Should we sign them?
We should fucking sign them. The last one.
But,
I do want to say come on back again, because you know what? Even if it's not to the podcast, it's
going to be
next
for
thing
future
we do.
stuff. Oh, we got to say thank you to Busy and Lou.
The
for
cats.
being the best audience of, two girls could ever ask for.
Exactly.
They've been amazing.
To our cats.
But if you say your thing, we got to do the I guess I do the bye and you say come on back. Do we do it at the same time?
Sure.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Come
Bye.
on back, y'all.